Daniel is a member of the Mill City Church in Oregon, prison ministry volunteer. Tell us which prison you actually volunteering, or prisons.
I've volunteered in everything from minimum security, where you don't have to go through a metal detector or anything, to medium to maximum.
What are the name of these prisons?
Santiam, OSCI, and OSP. And I've also gone into Coffee Creek. I enjoyed Coffee Creek with the ladies there. They have a big group. There's always a big group in there.
How many years have you been a prison ministry volunteer?
I think 7 or 8 years.
7 years. What encouraged you to become a volunteer?
I don't know if any of you know Pastor Lowen. He was the one who introduced me to prison ministry. One day he took me and a couple other people from the church and said they were going to Coffee Creek. We went into Coffee Creek, and I fell in love with it right there. There was nothing better. I just knew it was a place to be. I had a captive audience.
What were your thoughts the very first time you were going into prison? What were your thoughts as you entered those gates?
I don't know. I was just doing what something on the Sabbath that I thought the Lord wanted me to do. I wasn't sure about it yet. But as I spent time in there, and I could talk to the girls about Jesus Christ, and the guys later, and you could see the light bulbs come on, and the tears coming down their eyes, and I knew that the Lord wanted me there. He wanted me there.
7 years later, how would you describe your experience as a volunteer?
It's the greatest thing for me. By preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ to other people, you guys all know that keeps you going. Without it, I'd be lost. Without it, I'd be lost. If we look in the sanctuary, we see that there's the bread, and there's the light, and then there's the prayers, right? Well, you got to have that light shining. If you pray, you can pray and eat the word all you want. But if you don't share Jesus with others, you will eventually dry up. And I found a good audience in the prison. I find a good audience everywhere, but the prison seems to be where he wants to be right now.
You shared with me early on that you had the opportunity of actually visiting or sharing with inmates on death row.
Yeah, I had one individual in particular that I did for the last year and a half or so. And death row is a very hard place. There's not many ministries that want to go in there. A lot of the guys that are left in there. This guy told me that you can, if you work really, really hard, you can get someone to come and see you, but he felt that church kind of neglected him. But it's hard. It's hard in there. Everybody, as you see, we all want to see them get out and do better. Well, when they're on death row, they're virtually in there for life. The best thing this guy could hope for is they would change their mind about putting them to death and let them go out in the general population. That's what he's been fighting for. And so he felt like he's left there alone, and it was hard. It was really hard. I never served all the death row inmates, just one death row inmate. And it was very hard, very hard. But, Jesus can cure all ills. And like we've heard here earlier, that we're all here underneath that curse. And none of us, I try to bring out that we're all the same. But it's hard when you're in there and you know you ain't getting out. And you know if the governor changes her mind, they could pull that switch on you and you'll be done. He didn't want to die. So it's very hard.
Well, thank you, Daniel, for sharing with us.